Hello, I'm Emana, and I'm going live again. And as my followers know, that I am doing, my channel is focused on hypnosis, clairvoyance, and magic. And I wanted to go live and discuss some of the effects of hypnosis. Now, this is a mystery to me, and I wanted to go live and try to figure out some of the pros and cons of hypnosis and how some of its effects are working on me, particularly with my quitting smoking hypnosis script. If you go back into when I released it, some of my hypnosis scripts, one of them is a quitting smoking hypnosis script. And I'll do a little backdrop on how the script works. Now, I started the quitting smoking hypnosis 2 years ago, approximately. And I did it every day, as it was stated in the book, and it's a book by last name Austin, uh, Hypnosis for Beginners. And it says in the book that um, it was 95 to 99% success rate for quitting smoking with the added deepeners and other stuff that's added into the hypnosis script. And it said to do it every day for a certain amount of time, and I did it. I did it every day for about a week, and then I decided, well, let's see if it works, and I quit cold turkey, and I can't remember if I used patches or not, and um, after that week, I quit, and then I quit for about a month, and then I'm talking about hypnosis and some of its effects and how it works in a strange way, and trying to get some feedback and learn from myself and be able to know more about how hypnosis works. And so after about a month, I started getting hives. I get hives around my neck and my shoulder and my arms. And I was thinking to myself, why am I getting hives? I'm not putting anything on my skin that I'm allergic to. I'm only allergic to sulfa drugs, and I'm not even that allergic to that. So, as a matter of fact, I always try to uh, gain a, a resilience to the effects of poisons. And as a matter of fact, I've just recently been getting pretty much immunity to pepper spray. And that's just one of the things that I do. And if you look over here, I have a alchemy table set up, and I have some of these alchemy ingredients, and one of which is right here is Old Amish digestion tonic, and I have these other ingredients set up here that I use. I haven't even used any yet for alchemy and stuff like that. Salt is always good to use for purification and stuff like that. But the thing is, with the hypnosis, I was getting hives. I was getting an allergic reaction. Why I was getting an allergic reaction, I couldn't figure out. And then I picked up a cigarette and started smoking again out of the blue. And I figured out that um, I was having an allergic reaction to not smoking. And I think it had something to do with the hypnosis script, along with the wording of the hypnosis script and the way I was quitting smoking, which my brain was telling me I'm not ready to quit. There's something else deeper going on that you got to fix. And I'll try to give a little history on what that hypnosis script was describing in the script. And right now I'm discussing some. No, it's not trash. I'm discussing how hypnosis works and the mystery of of my hypnosis script that I'm using by out of a beginner's hypnosis book. And it is very mysterious, and I'm doing this live to try to figure out some of the pros and cons of hypnosis, how it works, because that's what I specialize in right now in this channel, and along with magic and clairvoyance. But to continue, the mystery here was why wasn't I able to stop smoking after the week or the 2 weeks, and after using the hypnosis script? And why was I getting an allergic reaction and to not smoking? And I had quit smoking before in the past for several months. And I even quit for up to a year before, after I got out of the hospital. I mean, when I was put in a hospital. So there were many times when I quit smoking. I knew I was able to do it, and I never had that allergic reaction to it before. So I was kind of stumped at that, why I was getting an allergic reaction and not smoking. So I continued smoking. I didn't do the script for about 3, 4 months. And then I thought, I'll just go back to the script and start doing it again. I don't use drugs. I use nicotine. I'm trying to quit, but I'm going over the mystery of hypnosis and how it works on the subconscious mind, because that's what my channel is about. So anyway, after 3, 4 months of not using the quitting smoking hypnosis script, I went back and decided to start using it again, because I was ready to, maybe it just, I didn't know, so I thought I was ready to try it again. And give a little backdrop on how on some of the wording in the script goes. It has a regular part where you relax and then go into hypnosis, and then I'll have a deepener part where you're in a garden, and then it goes into a deepener, and then the wording of the script after that part, when you're under hypnosis, it talks about a lot of the negative effects of quitting smoking, and then the cut to the chase is towards the middle of the script and towards the end part of the script. It explained to me to put all the cigarettes that you ever smoked in your life on your table, right? And then take all those cigarettes, get cleaners in, and clean the whole place up, and do this and that to your place to where you don't have any cigarettes left. And then it closes. It has a lot more in the script than that. So the quitting smoking, and this is where the mystery comes in, and how it was working on my subconscious mind with hypnosis. So you see, I'm still smoking. It's been 2 years now, but I'm almost ready to quit, and I have a better idea of how that hypnosis script was working on my subconscious mind. But it's very mysterious. And I'm going to go ahead and flip and show my table here. Now, this is the same table that I had 2 years ago when I first started that hypnosis script. Right now I have some warm lighting, candles on it, and it's all clean. And I have my stuff in the drawers, and a little C-clamp right here. I have my dice in here that I use for predictions, clairvoyance. But the point of the thing is, after 2 years and using about 4 months later, when I started using the script again, I'd use it occasionally, every now and then. I wouldn't use it every day. And I ended up to today, after using that script off and on, I had noticed I had been unconsciously cleaning the apartment every day. I had been cleaning my place, organizing things, and I could show you real quick some of the stuff. I mean, I got everything situated, cleaned out. I got junk out, and it has to do with how that hypnosis script was working on my subconscious mind in a way that defies logic. It really does to me because, for one, it was not my intent to do that. It was my intent to move out of here and move to a better place and stuff like that. And my intention was not to uh, focus so much on the things that were, um, how do I describe it? Getting into the script and into the subconscious mind that I was doing. So the mystery here is, how does hypnosis work on the subconscious mind? How did the um, visual imagery in the script work on my subconscious mind under light hypnosis? And I remind you, I was under light hypnosis when I was doing it. And stuff like that. So this, I'm going to close this out here in about 9 minutes, but I just wanted to go over this with the audience so they can get an idea and I can get an idea of how hypnosis works on the subconscious mind, and the mystery of hypnosis. So, because there is still a lot of things about the brain that is unknown to people. So I'm going to take a breather here a minute and relax and collect my thoughts and go over some of the things that are significant with hypnosis, and especially in my case with this mystery that I'm dealing with, how it's working on my subconscious mind, and how I can complete the goal of quitting smoking. And to further the mystery on this, I'm 56 now. I started smoking when I was about 15 years old. The reason why I started smoking, me and a friend of mine went into a convenience store and started taking, it was back in the day in the 80s when they would have cigarettes right there on the shelf. So we'd go do 5-finger discount every now and then and grab a pack, and we were just doing it to be cool Joe. And that's what we did, and I could tell stories, but I'm not going to do that right now. But that's what got me started on smoking. And then when I got older, I guess you can, juvenile delinquent in a sense, but when I got older, I turned 19, I joined the military. I joined the National Guard, and I went into boot camp, and I couldn't smoke. I couldn't smoke for probably the first 3 months, 3 or 4 months, and then when I got an AIT, they gave us a little, opportunity to have cigarettes if we wanted. Now, I was mixed at that point, whether I wanted to continue smoking or not. So I decided, I kind of wanted a treat. I wanted something, I liked the way that smoking helped my mind out a little bit. So I went ahead and had a cigarette in between breaks one day, and then I got hooked again. I was back to smoking. And then I got out of the AIT, and I was, weekend warrior, and I continued smoking. And then I got somewhat addicted to marijuana. Now, that was actually more detrimental to my health than regular tobacco, but that's not part of the mystery here or the story I want to get into right now. But focus on the effects of the hypnosis on my smoking. I'm going back and telling the story of when I was about 21. I decided my main goal is to quit smoking, and it still was. Even I'd fall back on that as my main goal throughout life. Is to somehow give up the habit. So the reason I started smoking was to be cool Joe. You know, that was the main reason. And since I was 21 years old, my main goal was to quit smoking. And there were many times in throughout the history that I was able to quit smoking. I'm going to flip this a minute so you can get a different view. And I decided after, know, many times of trial and error, I tried patches. I tried, I did different uh, quitting things like I've done just about everything you can name, and I always went back. I did vaping. Always went back to cigarettes. Right now, I'm smoking Montegos because they're the cheapest pack I can get. I've been rolling my own off and on, and looking back, my favorite brand of cigarettes was always Camel, but they're way too expensive now to afford, so I can't afford Camels. But the history of tobacco use and cigarettes goes back, before, 4,000 years ago. So people have been doing it. It's not that bad. It's something that increases dopamine, and it's like a treat. It's kind of like, getting going off and going to the liquor store and getting your six pack after a hard day's work. It's a treat. So that's what I would use. That would be like an excuse, I guess, for me to continue getting my dopamine hit of cigarettes. Oops. Ah, darn it. Light that back up. Okay, I'm going to just continue with the mystery of the hypnosis. And I was working. I decided 2 years ago to start the hypnosis script. And some of the effects, all of the effects, and I gotta thank the Austin, I can't remember the first name, that came up with the script and allowed me to use it and do it publicly on YouTube on my channel, which it's hidden in my channel. I haven't revealed that yet, but the way the script works is everything in it is positive. One thing that has been happening over the past 2 years since I started the script was I'm cleaning everything up. Another thing, I have more positive thoughts. Another thing, I have a lot less hunger for food. I'm on a diet. I'm staying fit. And that's all in the script. It's all in the script. And then I'm also, as all this is going on, and it's daily stuff. I mean, this script has everything to do with what I do, and that's what kind of gets me, the mystery of hypnosis and how it's working. It's almost getting to a deeper subconscious that I can't even comprehend how it works, and it's so mysterious. But after 2 years, and I wanted to do this live, and that was one of the reasons I started this channel. I'm about ready to give up smoking, and I know it, I feel it, and I'm gonna light one real quick. And after this, I got about seven more minutes. After this live stream and going over some of these things of the pros and cons of hypnosis and the mystery of it, and how some of it works, and I think a lot of it is still very mysterious. I know there's a lot of symbolism involved in the script, and how the subconscious works. I know there's a lot of what else? Command words, command, and then it's like a spell. Every word that comes out of your mouth is a type of spell. So when you do it under hypnosis, it has a stronger effect. And I'd like to point out also, that silence is golden, because in a sense, language is every language is what's the word for it? Dang it, I get it right. Well, anyway, silence is golden, because when you do speak, you're speaking words that are spells. They have command, they have power, they have influence over everything that you're speaking to or communicating with. And so it's always better to try to be silent as much as possible. So that way, when you do speak, those words have much more power. You see, if you catch my drift, and that's kind of the mystery to hypnosis as well. And I'm sleeping during the days. I'm sleeping days now. Thank you. But to go back to, you know, how the mystery of it all, and the power of the spells of words, and a lot of things people, when they come out and they start saying things, a lot of it's just superficial nonsense, and it creates a lot of drama. It's unnecessary. So that's why you want to try to stay silent as much as possible, and choose your words wisely, because it is. God dang, I can't think of the word right now, but that's all right. Right now, I'm speaking a lot because I'm live and I'm trying to teach and learn. So I'm just saying, in general situations, be wise and stuff like that. And I'm about ready to quit. I'm trying to think of the wording on the final part of that quitting smoking script that I got. And I know the wording matters a lot when you're doing hypnosis. And one thing I know for sure is the intention and the willpower, and how much motivated you are in order for the hypnosis to work. So the more motivated you are in whatever goal it is in the hypnosis script, the more success you're going to have with it. But the way it works is a mystery. It really is. It works in a way that is hard to comprehend. But I'm getting there, and I'm starting to understand a little better. I'm going to flip the phone again. And I'm at 22 minutes, so I got to quit. But I think that I'll be able to kick this habit pretty soon. I got 2.5 packs left. You did? God, I'd love to hear about that. I mean, I'm going to flip the phone. I like the whole story of vampires. And if you can go ahead and explain to me, I'm going to stay live for 30 minutes, and we'll go ahead and talk vampire talk if you want. I'm going to flip the phone, and I'm going to take a swig of my Amish tonic there, and go ahead and tell us the story about your vampire, because I love vampire stories. If you don't mind. Vampires. Right there. My tonic. And salt works wonders for cleansing. Yeah, it's a real mystery how hypnosis works. I think vampires, if there is such a thing, would have a better idea of maybe how hypnosis works. But I don't know. So anyway, on this live stream, I went over some of the mysteries of hypnosis, especially in this case, a special case that I have with quitting smoking that I've been trying to do since I was 21, my main goal. And I'm thinking, after I'm able to quit, somebody, get this, just today, somebody stopped by and gave me a bag of tobacco too. Can you believe that? Gave me a bag of tobacco right when I'm ready to quit. And that always seems to happen, Something out of the blue like that happens where somebody, I'm ready to quit, and somebody just says, "Here, have a cigarette." But I guess, that can be part of the temptation, or being able to refuse a highly addictive item when you have a choice, or I had a choice. So, but how that script worked is amazing. It really is. I swear up and down on that Austin's book, and the script she has in that book. So if you can, just look it up, and or you can look back at some of the videos I have. I have some scripts put in there, and see how hypnosis works. But as for me, I'm about ready to kick the habit, and I'll post a video if I'm able to do so. And it's probably not going to be for a month, because I want to make sure I'm quit before I actually go out and put publicly that I was able to kick the habit. So, but I'd love to hear about that vampire, but apparently that's a little no. So I'm not going to press you on that, and I'm going to continue to 4 more minutes, and then go over some of the things that it was mysterious about that script and how it works on me. And one is, it's almost like programming my subconscious brain. I don't know how else to describe it. It just kind of programmed my brain to do the things that I needed to do. Besides the physical, addiction, it was also mental, and do those things that I needed to do in order to quit, and quit successfully, and never have to go back to it. And that's what the script is all about with that hypnosis. I think the best way to describe the mystery would be a programming, the subconscious programming. I think that would be an accurate description of it. So after I'm able to quit smoking, I might try. I'm definitely going to do another hypnosis. I mentioned before in some of my other live feeds that hypnosis is the same thing as manifestation, and it's the same thing as, I can't remember his name, Neville Goddard, manifesting desires. Hypnosis does the exact same thing, and it is the exact same thing, except it's more direct. It's easier to understand and do. So if you want to manifest your desires, go look for a hypnosis script that is in describing whatever it is you want or need, and you have to have that strong intent, that strong willpower, and it's got to be something that the field will agree with too. It can't be something that is going to be harmful. It's got to be something that's beneficial, and then you just go get a script and put it out there, and you'll be able to hopefully manifest whatever you want. A lot of times I think about doing a hypnosis script just to get rich, to make money, and I'm thinking to myself, and how this quitting smoking script worked on me. It worked in a way that I don't really need the money. And then our economy is so screwed up that, I don't know what's going to become of it. I mean, everybody wants money, right? I mean, it seems like it anyway. And our economy cannot possibly, fit that need for everybody to be millionaires. It just can't. I mean, you have to. That's what goes through my mind. And besides, I kind of find it more of a challenge to try to live life without money anyway. I keep thinking, money should be a trade system. It is a trade system. I don't think they should have all these people with all this money in this capitalist society. But I don't want to get into all that. That's not what my video is about. It's about the mystery of hypnosis and all that. So it's almost 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. And I think the mystery is solved. It's a programming. Hypnosis works in a way that gets into the subconscious mind and programs you to be able to accomplish that need or desire. So see you guys next time.